Hello, lots of people. Great. So, today we are going to discuss Rohini Nakshatra, my moon Nakshatra. My moon is in Rohini. Okay. So, I can have little more information to share due to personal experiences. Okay. Audible, visible? Am I audible? Visible? I I assume I am audible, visible. Okay. So now we are in Rohini Nakshatra. This is the second nakshatra in Taurus sign. Okay. First nakshatra is this Kritika, and then we come into Rohini. Rohini is where moon is exalted. Okay. Sorry, Kritika is where moon is exalted, but moon finds most peaceful circumstances or situation when it is in Rohini Nakshatra. Okay, the reasons we will come to know why. So Rohini falls within 10 degrees of Taurus to 23 degrees of Taurus. Its name, the meaning of the name Rohini, the word itself means it has come from the word Arohan. Okay, Arohan means moving forward or growing forward. Okay, because its symbolism is a chariot driver, a chariot with its driver. So a chariot driver is always moving ahead in life, in his actions. So when Rohini is becoming the Rohini is the nakshatra, it represents those people who are moving ahead in their life, who are always thinking of something ahead. We can also say they are ahead of their time. Okay, we can also say if someone has lots of planets in Rohini, it may show someone who is well ahead of his time. Okay, so that is also the case, but the literal meaning of the word is moving ahead or growing ahead. Okay. uh, its representation, as I said, its representation is a chariot or chariot driver, and it represents the same thing, that someone is moving ahead with his goal and ambitions in life. They are seen as very ambitious people. Then its deity is Lord Brahma. Okay, and it is ruled by Venus. This it's sorry. Deity is Lord Brahma. Rohini Lord is Moon, and Taurus Lord is Venus. Okay, so when we are looking at any planet's position in Rohini, we have to look at the moon position also and Venus position also. Moon as it rules Rohini, and Venus as it rules Taurus. Okay, now when we come to the stories of Rohini Nakshatra, this nakshatra has two stories. Okay, first story is will go into the sequel. It will be useful for us from Rohini Nakshatra to Pushya Nakshatra. Okay, it is a long story which will be helpful for us in all these nakshatra. It will go into sequel from Rohini to Mrikshira to Ardra to Pushya. Okay, Ardra, Punarvasu, and then Pushya. Okay. And the second story is somewhere connected with Jyeshtha Nakshatra also. So we will cover both the stories. Rohini Nakshatra, the first story of Rohini Nakshatra is where Moon was married with these 27 sisters. Okay, these 27 nakshatras are 27 sisters. Okay, and they all got married to Moon. But Moon was more loving towards Rohini, as Rohini was considered as the most beautiful lady of her time. uh, Moon was very closely attached with Rohini, and he used to spend more time with Rohini rather than any other of his wife. It made other wives of Moon feel jealous of Rohini. Okay, and they went to the eldest one of them, that is Jeshtha, and complained that okay, Moon got married to all of us, but he is spending most of the time with Rohini, and it is not justifiable. So Jeshtha came in between, and she made some rules and regulations for the Moon, that fine, if you have married with all the 27 women, you need to spend equal time with them. That's why Jeshtha said that you need to spend one day with one wife of yours. Okay, that's why Moon travels into one nakshatra for one day and covers the 27 nakshatra in 27 days. Okay, this is the first story where Moon was spending more time with Rohini. It made jealous. It made other sisters jealous, and they went to this Jeshtha to resolve this matter. Okay. Then there is another story which is kind of a weird one, where Rohini was the daughter of Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is creator, as we know in Hindu mythology, and he created this universe, and he wanted to create individuals, human beings, as beautiful as his daughter. Okay, so now you can create someone as beautiful as Rohini from Rohini herself. So Brahma wanted to have an incestful relationship with Rohini. Okay, this is the story up to Rohini Nakshatra. The same story will now move into Mrigashira when we cover Mrigashira Nakshatra, then Ardhara, and then Punarvasu and Pushya. Up to Rohini Nakshatra, this is the story that Lord Brahma wanted to create human beings as beautiful as Rohini, and that's why he wanted to have an incestful relationship with Rohini. So now this is a chaotic story, and as it moves forward in different other nakshatras like Mrigashira and Ardhara, it will become more chaotic as it goes. So there are many interpretations for this story. One interpretation is this only, that okay, fine, if you want to create someone like X person, you have to create from X person. There is no other way. Okay. Then there is an interpretation from Osho, is that basically Brahma wanted to create something. Okay. Brahma wanted to create something, and if you are a creative person, now understand how it was interpreted by Osho, is that if you are a creative person and you want to create something, then you should not think about any hurdle or obstacle. You should go to any extreme to follow your creativity. Okay, so Osho linked whole of the story with creativity and creation. That Brahma wanted to create something, and to follow his creative pursuit, he went up to any extreme. So that's what a creative person should also do. If someone is creative, he should not think about any hurdle and obstacle in the way. He should go ahead with his ambitions. Okay, this is also one way this story can be interpreted. Okay, now from all these symbolism, we can understand Rohini as this. If someone has too many planets in Rohini, or moon in Rohini, or ascendant nakshatra in Rohini, then these symbolisms or representations can be useful for him. First is that Rohini was a beautiful lady, and she lived a very luxurious life, and that's why it is in Taurus. Taurus is the sign of wealth, luxury, and assets. So whenever Rohini is prominent in someone's chart, it shows that person can be very much for wealth and security in life. Okay, they want to live a luxurious life. They don't want to be like living a life of scarcity. Okay, uh, that is the thing. They don't want to live in times where they have to think about their spending, what they should purchase, what they should not. They want to live a luxurious life, life of wealth and security. Okay, uh, that is the first indication of Rohini Nakshatra. Then this is the also the reason why moon, although it is exalted in Kritika, but feels safest in Rohini, because Rohini provides that luxury and conveniency factor, and our moon, our mind, mind always wants to be convenient. Mind always wants to be like very stable. It doesn't want instability in life, lots of ups and downs in life. As mind wants stability and all the luxury conveniences of life, moon likes to be in Rohini. Okay, because that's where it gets the best security. uh, so this is the reason why moon is although exalted in Kritika, but most happiest in Rohini. Then luxuries. Okay. At the same time, in relationship matters, this story, if you go through both the stories, in the first story, Moon was possessive of Rohini. Okay, Moon wanted to spend more time with Rohini. So in relationship matters, these people can be very possessive and controlling. Okay, which can create some problems in relationship. Plus they can be like jealous also, because jealousy is also the main significance of that story, main representation of that story, where all the other wives of Moon were jealous of Rohini. So jealousy is also one of the main criterias of this nakshatra. If person has too many planets in Rohini, or they have ascendant nakshatra in Rohini, or moon in Rohini, they can be jealous of other people life. They can be jealous of other people achievements in life. Okay, it can be any type of achievement. It can be materialistic achievement, it can be spiritual achievement. Even if someone has a good family life, they can be jealous of that also. Okay. Then at the same time, because the deity is Brahma himself, the creator. These people are very creative by nature. When Rohini is prominent in someone's chart, most stable. They can be seen as very ambitious. They are always moving ahead in their life because of the representation of Rohini as a chariot or chariot driver. That chariot driver is always moving forward, so they can also always moving forward in their life. As chariot is the symbolism, it is also connected with traveling. Traveling related work. Okay, business related with traveling is also seen from Rohini. Finally, as sexual desires is one of the significance of the story, where Brahma wanted to have incestful relationship with Rohini. They can be highly sexual when Rohini is prominent in someone's chart. Someone has too many planets in Rohini, moon in Rohini, or ascendant nakshatra in Rohini, they can be very sexual by nature. So these are the symbolism. If I just recap, Uh, then the first thing is the name itself. Name is about Rohini word came from Arohan or moving forward, so they are always moving forward with their goal. They are very ambitious. They always want to be ahead. They can be ahead of their times also. Okay, means in 2020 they can be thinking of 2070. Okay, uh, I don't remember well that. Uh, I think Osho had ascendant nakshatra in Rohini. Let me check. His ascendant is Taurus only. Let me check if he had ascendant nakshatra in Rohini. Because then I will tell you something about what he once said and what it is true now. No, it is Mrakshira. Anyways, he said in one of his preachings, he was the first person uh, to make people aware in India about population control, and he said that whatever I am saying now in 1950s, you will be able to understand in 2050. So he was that ahead of his time, 100 years at least. So this is the significance of Rohini Nakshatra, that they are ahead of their times. Okay. Then as it is represented by chariot, it is like somewhere related with traveling also. The story makes the stories involved makes it a nakshatra of possessiveness, jealousy, creativity, and the luxury or beauty. Okay, they are beauty lovers. Okay, they want to be in very convenient situations in life. They don't want to be inconvenient. Okay, so all these and they can be very creative also. Right, all these are significance of Rohini as a nakshatra. If anyone has any question, then please feel free to ask. I will be more than happy to reply. Venus in Rohini in 10th house, Moon in 9th in Aries. It shows that someone should. This means it is Leo ascendant, right? So it shows for Leo ascendant what happens, that Venus rules their 10th house, Venus rules their 3rd house. It connects their career with business, and it should be related with Venus related business. Anything related with wealth, creativity, and finance, beauty, and all. Those type of things can be very good for their business. So they should be in their own business. That's where they are going to get the best of wealth. Venus in Rohini, again, it is very much about living a convenient, luxurious life with all the luxuries, conveniences, wealth factor of life. So that is also the thing, but the best result is always coming through business. If they do their own business, then they will get the best wealth of their life. Okay, good morning. uh, Venus, Mars, Mercury conjunct in Taurus in 9th house, all in Taurus in 9th house. Okay, Venus and Mars in Rohini Nakshatra and Mercury in Mrakshira. It can make someone very passionate in love related matters. Okay, Venus Mars conjunction makes someone passionate, especially if both are in good dignity. Here, Venus is in own sign. Here Venus is in own sign, and this Mars is in neutral dignity. So it is good. It is good enough. This dignity for both the planets, Venus and Mars. In Rohini in 9th house, so it should be this Virgo ascendant. This person can gain a lot from financial markets. Okay. Uh, Venus Mercury together, someone makes someone very good in financial side of business. Virgo is the sign of financial analysis. It is very closely connected with. It is very closely connected with stock market and all. Venus Mercury together in Taurus is all about stock market, financial business, financial nature of business, any kind of financial nature of business. Mars being there adds the significance of real estate. And then Mars, Venus, Mercury in Taurus in ninth house. That means person can counsel others, guide others in matters of financial things. Okay. Again, it is not a career consultation. I am not giving you a career advice. You need to. Uh, it is just based on this planetary placement. Okay, I don't know your chart or this chart completely, so I cannot say with 100% surety. Okay. Moon and Rohini in fifth house. That means it is Capricorn ascendant. Its Lord Venus. Venus in ninth house along with Jupiter and Mercury. Venus, Jupiter, Mercury together is creating this Saraswati yoga, but it is not a powerful Saraswati yoga uh, for for personal life, but in professional life it still can give you good benefits. Venus, Jupiter, Mercury in ninth house Virgo again shows you can have lots of information, knowledge about analytical subjects, any matter which requires lots of analysis details, like I was saying financial markets and all. Venus Mercury are again together, so this person can also be good in finance and all. Moon in Taurus in Rohini also shows a mind which is involved in financial matters. So again a possible career of in financial field can be there. Venus also represents these days softwares and all. Okay, understand it like this. Not only financial, but if someone is interested in softwares, IT industry, and all, making apps, developing sites, that also can be Venus related business. Okay, so that is the thing. But otherwise, in relationship matters, it is a difficult position because fifth lord and the planet which represents love relationship itself is debilitated. Okay, so in matters of love relationship, this person may face some pinch, but in financial matters, in career matters, he will gain. Hello, how are you? Happy Sunday. Can we understand person aim of their life as moon in Rohini Nakshatra of for Capricorn ascendant? Not because of one planetary placement. Okay. Person's aim in life or what he should be doing and all his ambition, we cannot understand through one placement only. Okay, it requires at least 7 to 8 steps. Okay, like ascendant nakshatra, then second house, 11th house lord position, 10th house lord position, Bhrigu Bindu, Rahu's position, Atmakarka, Amatyakarka, Dashas. These are the points which we should look to find out someone's right path in life. Saturn in Rohini in Aries for Aries Lagna, sir. Means Saturn is in second house. It shows some stressful environment in family. It shows because now you have to add the Saturn significance in Rohini. So far, what was happening is that Rohini is the nakshatra of wealth, conveniency, luxuries of life, and now Saturn is there. Saturn is all about limitation. So it will limit all these things in life. So when Saturn is in the second house Taurus, this person's wealth grows with time. Okay, this person will grow in wealth with time. Security and safety will come as this person grows up in life. And in initial life they can see a very stressful environment in family, plus they can be they can even see the scarcity of money in their life, in their early life. Okay, so the lack of resources can be there when Saturn is there in the second house. Similar things we can say for relationship matters also, that Rohini is somewhere related with the relationship also. The Saturn can bring lots of stress and limitations in the relationship matters. Any further question? You're welcome. Nice to see you. Thank you. Sun, Mars in Rohini, along with Mercury, Venus in Taurus. I think I just replied it. No. Okay. Just a second, I will reply. So, Sun, Mars in Rohini, along with Moon, Venus in Taurus. Sun, Mars, Moon, Venus, all in Taurus. Uh, this looks like a very good position for wealth, as most of the planets are in very good dignity. Okay. Uh, Sun, Mars, Moon, Venus. Mars is in neutral sign, Moon is in exaltation, Venus is in own sign. This is a very good planetary placement for wealth or finance related things. Okay. So if this person has interest in wealth or assets related work, then it can become a good placement. Uh, Venus Mahadasha can be very important for this person. Okay. Mm, one possibility can be real estate business also. Uh, Ketu in Rohini in seventh house. It can be difficult for relationship matters, as person may feel separated from their partner or spouse. Okay, so it can be problematic there. But otherwise, Ketu in Rohini means Ketu is also in Taurus. They can be very good with financial nature of research. Any kind of financial research, they can do very well. Okay, so if someone is interested in financial nature of work or business, finance or wealth will be a common factor with Rohini, because Rohini represents that. Okay, so it depends on which planet it is. We need to just incorporate that planet's energy and planet's strength representation in the Rohini factor. Okay, it's really nice to interact with you and sharing thoughts. Thank you. Same here. Okay, I think we are done. Or anyone has any further question, I will be happy to respond. Then we will have this Rakshira Nakshatra coming. Okay. Okay, I think we are done. No further question. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Enjoy your Sunday, and I think that lockdown is lifting up now in few days. So be careful. Understand one thing. Okay, it is good that this thought came into mind. As always, if something is repressed, it always comes back with double force. So now we are repressed for about 2 months. Okay, so we should not be like overdoing something when we are allowed to go out. Okay, so that is where the real difficulty can come up. Okay, so just try to be normal and work within the restrictions given by the authorities, and we should be fine. Okay, I hope it was useful for you, and let's meet some other day.